Hello guys, now we'll be starting a new series which is based on the modules which are present in Python. So in this video we're going to start with our first module, which is the random module. So random module in Python defines a set of functions that are used to generate or manipulate random numbers throughout the random module. So these functions in the random module rely on a pseudo random number generator function random method. So these particular type of functions are used in a lot of games, lotteries. When you go into a lottery game, there would be one lucky person who is going to get his bumper prize or a cash award. So this is something like that. So this requires a random number generation. So here are the examples for the random module. So a random method choices, sample, uniform, seed, randint, rand range, Gauss, etc. These are some of the examples of the random module. So now we'll be doing some examples on a random module. We're going to take in some methods which are associated with the random module and trying it out. So before starting with the methods, first we have to import the random module. So we can use the command import and say random, and the random module will be imported. So let's start with the module, first method in the random module, which is the choice. So choice, choice is an inbuilt function in Python that returns a random integer. Sorry, it returns a random item from the list, tuple, or a string. So first we gonna try it out with the list. So let's say list1 equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7 comma 8 comma 9 comma 10. Okay, sorry, this syntax error. And then let's say print random dot choice, and let's specify the list here. So here you can see it picks out a random item from the given list. So it could be any given item from the present list. So here in this case it prints out the number 2. It takes out the item 2 from the list and prints it out. So it could be any other item from the given list. It doesn't matter. It just generates a random number from the given list. So let's try it out for a tuple. So let's say a tuple is a comma b comma c comma d comma e. So this is our given tuple, and we're going to say print random dot choices, and let's say tuple 1. So it's going to print a random list item from the random item from this given tuple. So here in this case it's going to be the item C, which is being printed out. So we can try printing it again and again. It's going to generate a random item from the given list, given tuple in this case. So let's try it out for a string. So let's have a string saying hello world, and we're gonna print random dot choice and string. So here it's gonna print a random value, which is it's gonna take the letter O from the given string, and let's try to run this once more, and it's going to take e this time. It just takes out a random value, random variable from the given string. So the next method we are going to go in the random module, which is rand int. So a rand int returns a random number between the given range. So it returns a random number between the given range, and let's say we print random dot rand int between the range 10 comma 20. So we're gonna print a random number which is within the range 10 comma 20, the lower limit being 10 and the upper limit being 20. So let's print it out. So here you can see that it's going to print 10 in this case. When you try it once more, it's going to print 19, and try it once more, it gives you 13. So it doesn't matter, it just gives you a random number between the given range. So the next method we are going to try is rand range. It's the same, apart that along with a step input. This is the only difference. So what we're gonna say is, what you're gonna do is, we're just gonna say random dot rand range, and we're gonna mention 10 comma 20. I'm gonna give it the step value of 2. So it's either gonna print 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. See, it's gonna print any random number between the range with the step of 2. So the next method we are gonna choose is the uniform. So what it does, it returns a random float number within a given range. Yeah. So what we saw earlier with rand int is that it returns a random number between the given range. Here uniform returns a random float number within the given range. So let's try printing it out. So let's say random dot uniform, and let's say value 50 comma 100. So it's going to give you a random float number within the range 50 and 100, which is 78.79 in this case. So when we try to multiple times, it's going to give you different numbers, different random numbers within the range. So now we're going to try a method known as triangular, which returns a random float number within the given range, wherein you can also set a mode parameter and find the midpoint with the other two parameters. So what it's gonna do is we're gonna find the midpoint of those two parameters. So we're gonna set another mode parameter and gonna find the midpoint between those two parameters. So let's say print and random dot triangular, and let's say 10 comma 50, and let's give in more parameter 25. So it's going to give you a random midpoint between 50 and 25. Here in this case it's 44 40.85. It's going to take any random integer from there. So the next we're going to see is the random method. So it returns a random number between 0 and 1. So when I try to print random dot random, so it's gonna print any random number between the range 0 and 1. So in this case it's 0.429. So when we try iterating it, it's just gonna give you a random number. So next we're gonna see is seed method. What it does is it initializes a random number generator. So let's see into it. So suppose if I have a random number generator, so let's say that print random dot random. So it's gonna print me a random value of 0.78, and let's say that I give it a seed value of 3. So now the mapped random number with the seed value of 3 is, so we're gonna print random dot random 3, sorry. So here you can see that the mapped random number, which is with the seed value of 3, is going to be this number. So next, let's generate a random dot seed for 7, and the mapped random number with the seed value of 7 is, so it's gonna be random dot random, and here you can see the mapped random number with the seed value of 7 is this.